Welcome back to the channel, everyone, and this is the video that a lot of you have been waiting for. This is an update on our 78 Pro Touring Trans Am. So, to talk about where we are on the car, I think we need to take a little bit of a trip back and talk about where we've been with the car. So as you've noticed, video content pretty much come to a screeching halt right after we got the car painted. The last videos there, we had the car, based in, we had it cleared, we had it looking really, really great. We let the car set for about a week and a half to 2 weeks. We went back in, we wet sanded the car down where we was going to do our artwork on it. Everything, anything that would be a decal on the car, we wanted to paint on the car. So the hood bird, the birds on the sail panels, any decals on the rear spoilers, all that we wanted to paint onto the car. Well, during that process of laying out the artwork and getting that prepped and ready to spray, we was filming, we was doing a video on that, how we was going to do it, and that's when disaster struck. So we had an issue that we found during that process where we was taping off all the artwork. We had an issue with somehow the base coat not adhering to our primer. So we had some lifting issues, and unfortunately it wasn't just on the hood, it was the entire car. Now, to back that story on up a little further, a lot of that which you did not see in us painting in our paint video when we was painting the car, we had a lot of issues painting the car. The paint we was having issues with, we had issues with primer, or with a sealer rather. And we contacted a paint company and got nowhere with that. So unfortunately, we made the decision to sand that down. Really didn't have any other decision to make. We had to sand all that beautiful paintwork back off of the car, get it back down to a good primer. We re-primed the car, we block sanded the car again, and well, I was so frustrated, we just did not film any of that. I ended up eating all that labor, all the material costs. The customer did not have to pay for any of that. It's one of those things, I stand behind my work. We're gonna make sure we do the best quality possible. But I always tell people that, sometimes paint does funny things and we don't know why. And apparently this was just one of those situations. But we made it right. We got the car repainted. Of course, you can imagine that process didn't take weeks. It took months to get that done. So again, we didn't film any of that. You've already seen us do all of that. There's no sense in repeating that process. We got the car re-cleared, repainted. We changed a different paint company, different paint in general, just to do away with all of that. And car turned out beautiful. We had no issues with it whatsoever. Everything turned out great second time around. So during that whole process too, if you follow my channel, you might have seen the video where I posted that I found out I had cancer during this time. So we had all that to deal with. After finding out my cancer diagnosis and starting treatments, I made the decision that I personally did not want to do the artwork on the car. Just with time constraints, didn't know if I was going to have the energy or time to devote to that. So we opted to sub that work out. Of course, when you're working with another artist or subbing work out, you have to work on their schedule. And again, to make a really long story short, we have finally got the artwork done on this car. We are excited to share that with you. So to keep me from rambling on, I'm going to get behind the camera. We're going to walk around and I'm going to show you where we are on the car, what it's looking like, and we'll talk about it a little bit further. So starting here at the front of the car, you can see we've got the car pretty well assembled. We've got all the headlight grills, the one-piece headlights in there. All that looks really good. Still got a lot of cleanup to do here, some buffing and polishing to finish it up, but the car is turning out to be a pretty amazing little car. So as you can see here, we did clear coat the car. This is all what the car will pretty much look like when it's finished. When we had our artist here, we went ahead and did our hand pinstriping here on our quarter spoilers. which turned out really well. There's one of the rear ones right here in the floor. It's all been hand brushed. So to kind of give that hand striped look to the car. So we did the quarter spoilers there, the fender vents, all hand striped. Again, you can see there how we changed the mesh out there behind on the little fender vents. And that kind of gives you an idea of what we're looking like, of what the car, and what direction we're headed on it. It's going to be absolutely beautiful. So going from that beautiful paint there that you've seen, we went ahead and wet sanded everything down with an 800 grit sandpaper. That's what we laid all of our artwork on. And so we're just going to jump in here. I'm going to show you. So everything that we've got, nothing has been re-cleared yet. We just got this artwork done. We finished it up late yesterday afternoon. Our pinstripe guy did. Shout out to Michael Swan. I'll put a link in there. Try to get you his info there if you're interested in him, out of Birmingham, Alabama. Done a really good job. He was really easy to work with. And so I'll just let his artwork speak for itself. And so let's just start out here big. We'll start with the hood. We'll kind of go around. But again, this is just a sanded clear coat with the artwork on top of it. We've got to go back in and re-clear that. We'll do that next week. So everything's going to be kind of flat finished here looking. Just kind of explain that to you of what you're seeing, but I'll try to zoom in and get you some details here of what we're working with. So there it is. There's our beautiful hood bird there, all painted out. Let's just kind of go over it here. So the gold that you see here is the actual Trans Am Special Edition gold. It matches our wheels. It's what we used on the front headlight grills. Just your basic gold. You can see there we did, it's going to be kind of hard to see until we get clear on it, but there is some shadowing that comes in here on this area here. And then we had a custom mixed kind of bronze color here for the inside of our wings. And we tried to add some movement basically here to this, so it doesn't just look like a decal that has been stuck on there. And then as you can see here, we went back in and outlined it with a little bit kind of a darker charcoal, lighter black color here around everything, just to kind of give it that kind of one-off custom look there. You can kind of see that where it's a little shinier. But all in all, I think once we get clear on that, it's going to make all of those colors pop back out. And again, all of the gold inside here, on this inside color here, again, is hand brushed. So you have that kind of hand painted look there. Again, we didn't want it to look just like a decal that had just been slapped in and then cleared over. So there's the hood. We moved back over here. We did custom lettering on the hood shaker with our TA LSA in that same like German style font that you would see on a special edition car. Again, a lot of this is airbrushed. There's some shadowing and stuff in here. Kind of hard to see, like I said, all the details in it without it being actually clear coated. We have that on both sides of our shaker. I think it's going to look really, really good. And then moving on to our rear spoiler, we've got obviously the Trans Am right here with a little bit taller on our letters. And again, you can see some of that hand brushed exterior gold there. And then again, there's some shadowing and stuff here just to kind of give that a little bit of movement. Again, we didn't want it to look like just a decal. But once we get all of this stuff re-cleared, it's going to be phenomenal. All those colors are going to pop. It's going to be really, really, really nice. Pretty excited about the way this thing's coming together. We're finally getting some traction to where we can move forward. So again, we showed you here on the front of everything, the car here, everything we've got sanded down will have to be re-cleared. So all of our roof, and then you can see here we've got our hood bird, or the birds, sail panel birds that we've again painted on. It's kind of the same process of outside being pinstripes, some hand striping inside there. For that to be, I think the overall dimensions on this is somewhere around 6 inches high, 6 inches wide. So it's a pretty small area to kind of get that much detail into, but I think he did a phenomenal job. And again, we'll walk over here to the other side. And it turned out really good as well. So there it is. There's our kind of our update so far. I'll come back in this video. I'm gonna kind of stop this one here for today, and we'll come back in next week. This is a Friday that I'm filming this. We're gonna let some of this artwork kind of sit with the pinstriping paint that he used. He kind of recommended we let it sit for just a little bit. We'll get everything cleaned up, wiped down really good. We'll go back in and we'll re-clear everything that needs to be re-cleared. And then we'll have to let that sit, obviously, and we'll do our cutting and buffing and polishing and get this car moving forward once again. It's really turning out to be a really nice car. We actually had the car pretty much completely assembled before we decided to go back in and do all of the artwork. We kind of went back and forth deciding whether we still wanted to go forward with painting or doing decals. So we went ahead and assembled it. We had all of our bumpers and stuff on it and the spoilers, just making sure everything fit again after paint. Guys, I'm telling you, I can't wait to share it with you. It's gonna look awesome. Really excited. I know you guys are. This is, I think everybody's kind of enjoyed following along the project of this car. And to see it here where it's at. We still have not fired our motor up just yet. We are bad close to that. We have all of our wiring done. We've started putting fluids in it, checking for leaks. We've got a couple little things to finish up with some O2 sensors and our hydraulic clutch lines from our transmission to our clutch reservoir. We've got to get all that hooked up. So just minor stuff there. We're almost ready to fire this thing up and make some noise with it. So that'll be exciting as well. All right, so I'm gonna finish this up and we'll come back when we've got some clear on it. So here we are, we're back. As you can see here, we've got all of our artwork cleared. Now we cleared this on a Monday. The day we're filming this is on a Wednesday, so we've let it set for about 36 hours. And we're going back in now. You've seen us there earlier. We went ahead and started our wet sanding process on the car here, just kind of leveling out all of our artwork here, burying it underneath the clear. We put plenty of clear on here. Now this has been wet sanded to a 1500 grit here, and I can run my hand across here, and this is just as smooth as it can be. So we've still got a lot more sanding to do on the car, getting it ready to buff back out. There we have our spoilers done here with the German style lettering here on the back. And on our hood scoop here, we did a TA LSA, hinting to the LSA supercharged engine under the hood. And as you can see here, just Try to zoom in here best I can on the artwork. It's really hard to pick up on camera, but this is just absolutely amazing the way it turned out. You can see all the shadowing and the movement there. You can see the gray pinstriping around the outside of it. Just a really, really beautiful piece here that's going to be on the hood. Looks a little different than just a factory normal decal that you'd put on there. If you zoom in again on some of the gold, you can see it's actually brush strokes inside there, which is kind of cool, I think. Kind of gives it that hand-drawn look and effect, again, to where you're not looking at it and it looks like a complete just a decal. And then of course the shading and stuff in here on these inner feathers here. There's a little bit of shadowing here underneath on these lines here. And again, like I said, I think it's going to be absolutely beautiful. Now we've got to go back in and we're going to sand all this down here. We may end up having to do another coat of clear over all this, depending on how everything sands out. Everything on our sail panels and stuff over there are sanded out pretty well. All the paint work we had to do here, it's standing up a little tall, so I don't know if we're actually going to be able to sand that down without having to do another flow coat on it. But we'll figure that out here in just a little bit. But I did want to show you that before we went in and done all of our sanding on it. And again, man, it's going to look sharp. Going to look really, really good. Oh, Michael done us a good job there. Again, I'm just going to show you all the lettering there. TSA, LSA on both sides of the scoop. And then we did, of course, the sail panel birds there that match the hood bird, and all the detail that he got in these. I really hope it kind of picks up on camera. This is a flat finish steel, but hopefully you can kind of see there's some shadowing and stuff here that he done inside that bird there to give it a little bit of extra movement and color. Again, it's just really, really sharp. Again, the gray pinstriping on the outside, really, really subtle. I like that a lot. And then again, Trans Am logo there on the back. It's going to be kind of hard to see, but I can't remember if I showed you this earlier or not, but we actually did a hand pinstripe there around the hood shaker, or the shaker on the scoop on the vent rather, for the fender. Can't talk today. And then we did our quarter spoilers, which, trying to look through the plastic there, you can see there the front one, and then we did the rear as well there for the front of the car, and the rear spoilers as well. So anyway, we've got a lot of wet sanding to do here, and like I said, may have to re-clear the hood, but that's kind of where we're at on the process, and I'm glad to be here, to be honest with you. This has been a long time coming. There's the other side there. Again, looks really, really sharp. This is down to a 1500 grit scratch there on that. So we still got to go in with 2000, 2500, and then we'll hit it with a 3000 before we do all of our buffing. So guys, I really appreciate you tuning in. I appreciate you being patient with us on this project. Again, it's been a long time coming. I know a lot of you have been kind of asking about where we've been on it. And like I said, hopefully this video kind of catches you back up. And as soon as we get the car buffed and polished back out, we'll come back in, we'll update it. Like I said, we're really, really close to firing that engine up, getting it moving under its own power. So that'll be a video in itself there. And hey, until next time, I appreciate it. Be sure to like, subscribe, helps us out, and we hope you're enjoying it. See ya.